Hi, good evening. It is March 27th at 8:54 p.m. Currently, my little one over here is still wide awake. He actually spent most of the evening and afternoon napping in the car while we were running errands and spending time with a good friend. And so, consequentially, he is wide awake right now, which is okay. I don't feel very tired myself. I've had a lot on my mind over the past 2 days. And actually, what I wanted to talk about today was, how to cope with struggle. It's something that everyone goes through, and um, it's never easy. And that's in the title, of course. And it's really important that when you're in the middle of a struggle or a challenge in life, that you know what your resources are and that you know how to take care of yourself in a healthy way so you don't lose your mind or make bad choices. Um, Oftentimes, when we're having a hard time in life, we end up feeling desperate and needy. Um, so it's really important that we know exactly how to take care of ourselves and um, how to reach out for support. Um, have you know have a list really of your network of people and friends. It's really easy today to reach out to peers, acquaintances, loved ones, coworkers, friends, um, through networking. Skype is awesome for that, and know who your local friends are, and don't be afraid to talk to people when you are feeling low, because usually um, that can, our friends will pull us out of major depression. You know, preventative medicine in a way. Um, Anyways, moving on. I also wanted to talk about fighting today. Um, Fighting with a close relative or friend or partner. Um, it's never easy and it's never fun. Uh, no one wants to fight. Well, most normal people don't want to fight with their loved ones. And it can be really disheartening at times when you really care about somebody and you know they care about you, but you just can't find common grounds on really important issues. And when that happens, you can end up feeling disconnected in ways that you didn't think were possible within the relationship. Um, you may feel knocked down and very insecure. So, making sure that you fight in a um, responsible and safe way is really important, because although at times it can be unavoidable, you can always take precautions to make sure that no one gets too hurt, I guess, to the best of your ability. So, one thing that I wanted to mention about that would be talking it out, and beforehand, before you start talking about the issues, you need to acknowledge that there's probably going to be a confrontation before letting it escalate into one. I think that it's a lot easier to be forgiving when you are aware of what you're getting yourself into for both parties. You realize that it's going to be an ugly exchange, and anything could happen. And as long as you develop some common ground for that, you know, for that discussion, and you establish boundaries, it'll be safer for you. And try to pick and choose your battles wisely. Um, it's really easy to throw around hurtful words. It's really easy to swear, and it's really easy to accuse and call names, and those things are, they should be avoidable. And say what you have to say, but as the saying goes, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I really believe strongly in that. I can't really think of instances where hitting below the belt and name calling is really appropriate or acceptable. But if it happens, it's also not the end of the world. I'm not saying lay down and be doormat or let things slide, but just keep in mind that it'll pass, and everything can be worked out as long as both parties are willing to put in the effort. Which brings me into my next point. Taking breaks during a fight can be really valuable to both parties, and sometimes necessary. Once you've contributed your thoughts on the situation, sometimes the best thing to do is to just stop talking and to walk away for a while. Have some time to cool down, and avoid picking up your phone and sending that text message. Avoid calling that person back or going into the room and just prodding them, because at that point you're just slinging mud, and that never helps the situation. And when you take a break, really take a break. It's if you're like me and you have obsessive thoughts, sometimes that can be a real challenge, and that's when getting in touch with your support system can be really helpful. Or get outside of the house. I had my really good friend come in today, and she knew I was down, and she made me get out of the apartment with my son, and we ended up going to the mall and having lunch and just talking and talking some more until we were pretty much laughing at everything. And I thought our ducks back. Once you can get your mind off of the fight a little bit, I think that's when your ability to empathize and to look at the argument from the other person's point of view as well as your own, gives you that hindsight, and you start to cool down, and the person that you care about, it's easier to forgive whatever happened. Accept that forgiveness. Don't expect an apology right away. Just know that it's not the end of the world, and that you're capable of that forgiveness. And if you can reach a point of peace, hug it out. I completely endorse giving each other a hug and reminding reminding the person that you care about them or that you love them. And, forgiveness isn't necessary, or resolution isn't necessary in that moment. You're, technically still be taking a break from that fight. But taking that time to just remind that person that they matter more to you than whatever problem is at hand, I think is really healthy and beneficial for the relationship. So, yeah, hug it out, exchange that reassurance, and then go back to whatever you were doing. And I believe things can turn around and will come around. Results aren't always immediate, but if you work and you look for them and you have a good attitude, things get better. And you will eventually come to a compromise, and you'll feel that connection again. Just be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be loving with yourself, and be patient with your loved one. Okay, so I'm kind of not on top of my game today. I have a lot of work to catch up on, a lot of chores, mostly just chores, and I want to spend time with Adrian, and he wants to spend time with me. So I'm going to be done for tonight, and I will make a video again soon. So everyone out there, have a nice night. Take care of yourselves.